How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Down the Rabbit Hole. It's Chibi and Jack. Brad will not be here. No Cup Dog. He didn't watch the anime.
Man.
That's what it is.
Oh,
What a guy.
Cup Dog. Yeah,
this is
literally.
a Demon Slayer centric episode. The new season, I believe, drops in April. There is a movie, I believe, coming out in March, which is going to recap, I think, the first two episodes of the Swordsmith
Seasons.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
really?
I think it's the first
Is it
couple
two
seasons, but
episodes?
It's 2 episodes to do the Swordsmith arc. Or the Swordsmith Village arc. So
I did not realize they're coming out with it that soon.
yeah, no. So it's supposed to be next month
wow.
because I get emails from like Crunchyroll and they're like, "Hey,
okay.
we're coming.
should
We're
be
going to
soon.
drop it.
some
Yeah.
stuff." And then April, because I know Attack on Titan comes out. Your favorite comes out next week too, I think, or this Friday.
You mean what was it?
part-
Fucking part
final
part, but part 3 of the final part.
Some shit. Oh my god.
Dude, it makes no
So
sense.
this is
but
kind of a
anyways,
big deal with this entire Demon Slayer conversation because Jack, who is relatively new to anime, he has finally binged, and he really did binge seasons 1 and 2, which included the Demon Train arc. So, Jack, what did you think? What was like your entire impression of Demon Slayer going from season 1 all the way to the end of season 2?
I really enjoyed Tanjiro's little journey to become this amazing Hashira. That he ends up. Does he get officially selected? In the
I'm not gonna spoil anything for you because me and Chibi have read the manga, but I can just tell you that like his natural talent is it's essentially what
is on par.
Yeah, it's on par with like some pillars.
Yeah, I know. Before, I mean, should we need spoiler things? It's been beyond
bro.
Nah, it's been enough time. Sorry, guys. If you haven't watched it,
this is the official prep for season 3. So
before, was it before Genko? No. What's the other guy with the? I call him like the pimp of the Hashira.
Oh, the one that looks like
Michael
Michael
Jackson.
Jackson.
3 wives.
Oh, you mean Usui?
Uzui.
Yeah, Uzui.
Yeah.
I remember when he speaks to the rest of the Hashira, saying, I have one guy that I think will be good to choose.
Well, no, he's just suggesting because essentially what's happening is like all like that battle with Muzan is ramping up, and the Demon Slayers are just getting decimated. Because as you saw in the first season, like the selection committee, that process was kind of fucked up. We're just like, hey, go survive.
It's like fucking what's that one Japanese movie where it's like the battle royale?
Yep.
Yeah, literally battle royale.
Takeshi Mike. Well, here's a fun fact, a little about that. Takeshi Mike, who's like that psychotic teacher, he's also known as Beat Takeshi. He had a show called Takeshi's Castle, and it actually first showed up in America as like this like kind of funny dubbed show where they do like wacky things, and that's what Takeshi's Castle is. And Beat Takeshi is like legitimately one of the biggest actors in Japan. If you play Yakuza 6, you'll know him as like one of the main Yakuza bosses.
Oh.
And he's fucking awesome in that. So I watched like a lot of Japanese film with him in it. I'm a huge fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really cool to see the relationship that he had with Nezuko, and it was a little cute with the whole baby sister thing. She shrinks, and
she turns like a chibi.
Yeah, and then all the sad ass parts in that entire show.
Dude.
Yeah. But Zenitsu is probably one of the funniest ones. His little lashing out spurts of anger that he always has, and was it Hashibira's
perv, bro?
What's that?
Man's a perv. He just wants to get laid, dude.
Zenitsu?
Yeah, Zenitsu. And then when he meets Nezuko, he's like in love with her immediately.
Oh yeah. And that comes out especially when they get put to sleep in the train.
Oh yeah.
And you see his dream.
Oh god, the dream. I forgot about that until you mentioned it.
Yeah, and then Hashibira's dream is fucking weird. Where he's like the Lord, and the other 3 are his like little minions.
You mean Inosuke? The little dude? The
boarhead?
The boarhead?
Inosuke, yeah, Inosuke, yeah.
I was like, who's it?
Inosuke.
I know,
yeah.
I was like, because I'm not good with names, I was like,
oh no, that's completely fine. AKA the best looking character in the show, right? Like Inosuke.
Dude,
he's the most
handsome. Everybody was
handsome.
down bad. Yeah,
he's incredibly handsome. Let's just call it.
He's prettier than me, bro.
The scene with was it Genko? The fire guy?
Oh, Rengoku.
Rengoku.
Yeah.
Um, that scene was sad when he died.
Oh, dude, that broke me.
I think my
Yeah.
favorite
broke
thing about
everybody.
this podcast is like just taking like and Jack's like doing the names. I'm gonna be like every time you do, I'm gonna put a subtitle above it and put the name.
No, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the one part where Inosuke literally talks to Tanjiro and he calls him like Ginpachiro.
Yeah, Ginpachiro. And he's like, that's not my name.
Hey,
You've
I'm
talked
trying
to me.
hard to remember some of these names.
You're fine. That's just like
That's
just what it made me think of, and that is
Listen,
my favorite part of the whole anime.
You're
is that whole
legitimately
scene.
Inosuke, right? You just try to mention names.
Ginpachiro.
But Inosuke, that's his name. So I forgot he goes by Inosuke, but because I have some of the name stuff
pulled
here,
up.
so I can I can remember.
I love that.
But he goes by Hashibira Inosuke.
Yeah, most of the time, like with Japanese culture, it's usually by their last name, by their surname.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it was Zenitsu. He goes by his first name, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's all over the fucking place, man.
But I really enjoyed this. I'm glad. So you asked earlier if I watched subbed or dubbed. I'm actually very glad that I watched it and dubbed.
And that's the end of the show, guys.
I
want to roll credits right here.
When I first started watching subbed, it was really hard to follow.
I mean, that's fair.
But no, this was good. It was good. It was a good pick, and I can't wait for season 3. Yeah. I'm interested in seeing where it goes. I mean, because that last battle took like 3 fucking episodes.
Well, so Demon Slayer is kind of a unique shonen because normally these are running for like 500 to 600 chapters ish.
Yeah.
And this has been around 250. Like 250.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
So it's pretty lean. And I think the real big difference in Demon Slayer than a lot of the shonen is because it's not really like long form in the sense is that like they don't like pull punches. Because normally like a lot of characters will get like injured in a shonen and it's like there's a small recovery period or whatever. But they like Tanjiro in the first season gets his ass beat.
Oh yeah.
And then like
all
he
the time.
immediately has to fight a lower moon. And like he's like commenting like how injured he is. Like his leg is broken still, his ribs are fractured.
Yeah.
He's having a hard time breathing. And it's like that type of recovery period is usually like glossed over a lot. It's like, here, take this Senzu bean, Goku, you fuck. Pops it and he's good to go. But in Demon Slayer, like they maim their characters and it always has like this sense of tension as to whether or not like certain characters are going to survive. Like Uzui got fucked up.
Dude, what did he lose, an arm?
Lost an arm and an eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, lost an arm and an eye. And I was like, oh, God. And then Tanjiro,
like
by the way,
serious.
The most G'd fucking scene in that entire season, and season 2 was amazing, was when Uzui's like fucking, he's, going hard as shit at the Upper Moon 6. And then, like, he has him pretty much stabbed through the stomach. And then Tanjiro jumps and tries to get him, like, tries to go for his first slash and gets shot right through his jaw. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. And
yeah. I remember being like,
I was watching that with my wife, and normally I don't make noises like when I watch stuff. I'm like, oh, fuck, he really got stabbed. Because here's the thing.
It's like I knew it was coming.
Here's the crazy thing. In the manga, they really don't animate the fight. They really don't really, like, specify how, like, certain things happen.
Yeah.
So people were kind of wondering, like, the Entertainment District arc was a significant arc for, like, Tanjiro's development, and it also kind of showed you how dangerous the Upper Moons were. Right? And so here's a crazy thing that Jack probably doesn't know. Out of all the Hashira, technically, Uzui, the sound Hashira, is like the weakest.
Yeah.
Not strength-wise, but ability, he's actually like the weakest.
I forgot
so
about
Rengoku
that.
Rengoku was incredibly strong. Well, Rengoku would have like there's
Rengoku.
A lot of the questions surrounding him was if he didn't have to fucking fight the demon train, save everybody, like and then fight Akaza, who's like the fucking the Upper Moon 3. Like, he may have beat him, but Akaza is like, when you start to see the differences, it's like my favorite thing about Demon Slayer is like, the lower moons are just like, kind of cast off little shits. Like, who gives a fuck? Muzan doesn't care about them. The upper moons are like, they're them.
It's like the boss fight.
It's literally like a whole tier,
and like,
tier up.
Yeah, it's not a step. It's like a fucking leap.
Yeah.
It is terrifying when you see later on when they start getting to the Swordsmith Village arc and then afterwards, it's actually this is gonna be sad if I tell Jack this, but it's really they have like the final arc after that. It really just kind of chunks into the final like battle. And then you get to see
this
like
next season.
No. The next season
probably the one after.
I'm hoping the next season is actually like a full 12 episodes instead of like it was like 11,
instead of like a part. Yeah.
And then like they're doing I'm hoping that they don't Attack on Titan this.
I was just gonna say, what if they pull an Attack on Titan? That was literally gonna come out of my mouth because they're gonna try and milk it as much as they can.
There are 3 significant battles that happen in the final arc. 3. And like I can see you separating it, but you don't have to elongate. I want to say 2 of the fights. You can kind of keep them brisk, but you're gonna see really soon that like a lot of the pillars, the Hashira, like are not on the same level as like an Upper Moon. It is like a whole different ballgame. So it is super fucking cool. And what's funny is that like I was telling my buddy the same shit, and he was like, "What?" I was like, "Bro, just pick up the fucking manga. You'll see." And he like came back to me like a week later. He's like, "Why, dude?" It's like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah, Jack. I'm really interested to see your reaction with the next season and 2 because like I don't. So the cool thing about Demon Slayer is kind of like what you were touching upon earlier, Ken. It's like they don't. They don't pull punches. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't pull punches. And for something that kind of looks lighthearted at first, there's a lot of like comical bits and stuff. It's dark as shit.
Yeah, it's dark. It's
and
super
it
dark.
gets worse.
Yeah, it does.
So
and then they throw in.
Yeah.
They throw in things about like everything they do seems to end with family.
Yeah.
Right. Every demon that he.
Yeah. And I think that's why I like Demon Slayer so much because they're going to show like the demons, side of things too.
I think my only beef with like Demon Slayer is like all of their shonen is like the internal monologues. In
I made a comment about that the first 2 episodes.
Who got mad at you?
Actually, the first episode, I was like, I said, I forgot who was in there. I think it was Sneaky and Tadpole. And I was like, holy fuck, they talk internally a lot.
Well, it's like I mean,
they're narrating every fucking thing they do.
I think Dragon Ball Z did a little bit. I know that One Piece does it. I know that Bleach did it. Like a lot of shonen do it, and I don't like. I get like, you want to have that internal monologue like for motivation, but like you're like telegraphing your moves too, and it's like I think that part could have been left out in the translation because we can visually see what you're doing and what you're going through, right? I mean, I don't mind if you call out your moves. That's like a typical shonen thing. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say it builds the suspense.
Yeah.
So so if you were to rate it, Jack, like season 1 to season 2, like how would you look at it? Like, did you like season 1 more? Or did you like season 2 more? Like, how do you?
I really liked season 1 for the character buildup the most, and I really enjoyed season 2 for the battles.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows the best characters in that show, the Muscle Mouse. The Muscle Mice.
100%. 100%. They're so cute.
The guns.
Oh my god.
So you learned about Ufotable, which is the studio that animated Demon Slayer, right? We call them unlimited works, unlimited budgets. So that Fate Stay show you want to watch, they're the ones who animated it also.
Gotcha.
That's why I was telling you, I was like, season 1,
really good art.
Oh, it's so crisp and
really
beautiful.
Good art.
Even though I'm not like a big fan of how their eyes are shaped, like the weird kind of
larger.
That's not circle, man. It's like it throws me off because I'm so used to drawing
like typical like manga eyes though,
very
traditional.
I don't know. No, it's kind of different. No, because like it's the way the
iris
is shaped.
Okay,
it's so weird.
Oh, okay, fair.
But what's so interesting is that it's just like the way that how they kind of shaped everything. How Ufotable was like, let's just like hammer home how fucking badass we are with like every episode. And it was like small things, right? Like when fucking Tanjiro was he broke his sword, right? And then was getting chased.
And he gets back.
And then like Inosuke gets his 2 swords and he's upset, so he takes a rock to fucking put the dragon
and then
in.
ships it away.
God.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, like I love that scene where he starts breaking it and the guy's like,
oh boy's freaking the fuck out and pulls out a butcher knife. He's like, what are you doing?
Oh my god. I can't wait till we see his face.
Yeah, I think that before I'd watched season 2, I was like, season 1 just has like really good character building. Even though I wanted more Zenitsu, I was like, dude, I love the fact like one of the most hype moments, one of the most I think watched anime moments of like last year was, or a couple years ago, was when he first did the thunderclap in Flash,
Oh yeah.
and people were like, "What the fuck,
I
dude?
think
Yeah.
This is a TV show. Like, why are you
actually
animating
I
this?"
really like how they're handling his character buildup. I like that mystery of him because
He
you
Mhm.
never know when he's gonna get into that thunderclap mode.
he will have like a far bigger arc in the
Yeah,
end.
coming up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and so he'll have like
I mean,
some.
he's insanely strong, but he knows that
Oh,
one
yeah.
move very well.
Oh, I mean, you master it, right? You got the
Yeah.
six-fold path, and then you got the
Yeah.
fucking pretty much like that unlimited, where you're just like leaping and
Yeah.
cutting people across,
Yeah.
right?
I'm just excited for a lot more of their backstories because his was one that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, his is pretty tragic too.
Mhm.
I don't think
I think
I
all
will
of them
shit
are.
all of them are.
I was gonna say all of them are if you
Yeah,
think
they
about
all
it.
are.
Well, it's like, dude, and I think the saddest backstory is probably the head of the Demon Slayer Corps. That poor dude, man.
Yeah.
That's all his family was there for. That's all they do. And
Yeah.
then, he's just he's literally dying and praying that they fucking win. So the fact
Yeah.
that they celebrated beating an upper moon was like, that's a big deal because obviously Muzan brought the upper moons together, right?
Right.
And all of them, like, I think they showed a trailer. It was like 2 minutes, I think. And I think one of the episodes I think one of the things they're doing with they're having that little, in theater, right? With the first 2 episodes is that they're doing like the upper moon meeting, which was an amazing moment in the anime because you see how
Yeah.
like, one, how stupidly powerful they are, two, how much they fucking hate each other, and three, how scared they are of Muzan. There is not like, as much as I think Muzan's character is fucking like badass, there is not a more effective scene that I've seen in a lot of anime than him as a child turning to Akaza, saying his name, and crippling possibly like one of the most physically powerful upper moons. And I was like,
And
oh
Akaza's
god,
terrifying.
oh
Yeah.
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 And when he's straight up like Akaza, and just the dude just stops, it's like, oh no, he's like eternally bleeding. God damn,
Yeah.
they went
That's how
fucking
you
hard.
know. That's how you fucking know.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, that child looked suspiciously like what's his name? Was it Wrath in fucking Full Metal Alchemist? The little boy, Salem Bradley.
Oh my god. Yeah. I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing.
I was like, is this a Full Metal Alchemist reference?
Is this a reference?
But also the one thing that Demon Slayer does really well is like it just kind of like has that explosive, like you never know how it's going to be like grotesquely violent, right?
Yeah.
Like somehow it's TV-14, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
Considering
Well, that's
like
what I was
As violent as it is, I'm
Yeah.
surprised.
you have demons getting like tossed aside, ripped
Blood.
apart. There's a lot of gore,
Decapitation.
decapitations. What's her name? Daki was burnt like pretty much a bunch, right? I was like, are we?
Now, is this rated based off of the
I don't.
same rating?
I honestly don't know, but like when I see
it may be more acceptable over there for.
I mean, probably. I remember watching anime in Japan and like they had like a couple things that
hell.
were more uncensored.
Little kids like 6 years old traveled to train by themselves.
Yeah.
So if they can do that, they can watch some blood and guts.
What are these kids doing over there?
I would say though, so many kids at my elementary school love Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
Like
it's
like full on shirts, jackets, lunch boxes. Like these bitches love Demon Slayer at like 9 years old.
and
I'm
it's
like,
a really graphic, violent.
yeah, that's what
anime.
I'm saying. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they can't grasp like how tragic some of it is.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not
Well, all they
yet.
see is a cartoon.
They're just
with
like
action.
Tanjiro lives.
Nezuko.
I think it was so funny. One of the things I remember people like talking about with Tanjiro was like, oh, he's kind of like your typical shonen protagonist, right? Where he's has a lot of inner monologues and stuff like that. He's the really good guy, right? And then you saw him snap with Daki, and I was like, yes.
That's what I'm looking for.
There's fucking demon mode Tanjiro. And people were like, whoa. And I was like, yes. That dude's a psychopath. I just love the fact that they actually translated that part really well too. Like his eye starts bleeding and stuff. Goes bloodshot. I was like, oh god.
Dude, that scared the shit out of me. I was like,
so good.
Like seeing animated, I was like,
so Jack, what was your favorite episode? And see, like overall, like what would you say?
like what stuck with you?
Uh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go back to that scene where Rengoku gave his final words to Tanjiro.
Set your heart ablaze.
Yes.
Uh,
I was gonna do all the memes where they fucking like like Rengoku left a hole in our hearts, you know.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Left a hole.
Stop.
They would do the donut thing. The donut meme is so fucking funny. You can look that up, Jack. You can look Rengoku
Like, it was-
donut meme.
yeah,
You guys want
donut
some
meme. I'll
you guys
look
want
it
some
up.
donuts? Like, why would you do this? Like, look at
Why would
Rengoku.
Because
you
is that
do-
the same episode where Tanjiro learned that he had to kill himself in his dream to wake up?
I think. Well, I watched the movie, but I think
I was gonna
think
say
it's
I watched the
close.
movie because it was all
Oh.
included in the movie.
Okay,
It
so
might,
then
it
was
might,
pretty
it might be the
close.
episode before because I think the entire
Yeah.
fight with Akaza and Rengoku was like an entire
Was after.
fucking episode. Yeah.
Mm.
Where
It
they were
was.
like, all right, cool, animate. And there was like Ufotable just like throwing money at the animators. Like, you will work for these dollars.
What was y'all's?
Yeah, Chibi, you can go first.
I'm going to butcher names so bad because I can't remember, but it was in season 1 when he's going through his training arc, right? And he ends up finally, I think, like breaking the rock, if I'm correct.
Oh, that was
And-
really good.
And he ends up realizing that the person who was like training him was like the ghost of the kids who
Yes.
died.
Yeah.
And I just got full body chills. And I just started crying. Like, it wasn't like a sob, but it was just like a fuck moment. And I was just like, it was tears just rolling down my eyes.
like,
and I was just like, don't
I was just
do this to
sobbing.
me.
Don't talk to me.
Literally, I was just like, I need a moment because like I'm not okay.
Kobe's
I don't
coming up to
remember
you,
what
like,
their
you
names
stop it.
were.
Yeah.
Like, sit
See, I'm
down.
really bad with names. And I watched season 1 when it first came
Was
out.
it
And I haven't rewatched it.
Ozaki and Murata?
I just remember
think
that.
so.
Oh, you know what got me too? Didn't he like wear something that he wore? Or he took his sword, something.
Yeah, the initial, so like that not the robe. I think it was the robe. The initial.
It was the robe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it was something.
Yeah, that was old boys like the original. Like
Yes.
before you got
Yes. And I was just like, still not okay.
I think
about it.
obviously my favorite was like episode 19 of season 1 when fucking it had like this
I'm like,
broke
shit, okay, you know the
fucking-
We
episode.
went straight to the fucking episode. number.
I know,
Absolutely.
Jack. I was
This-
like, damn, is my memory bad or you just have
this
that
one
shit
broke
ready?
this one broke the internet. Like, Chibi, you'll know what I'm talking about. This one broke the internet. This one like had Demon Slayer trending on fucking Twitter for like a whole like 48 hours because it was the episode
I'm
where
like-
like Tanjiro like combined the flame dance with his water dance.
Oh,
then-
That was really good.
Yeah,
that shit was good.
that was like legitimately one of the most hyped things I've ever seen. I was like, this is a fucking TV show, right?
And that was going to be one of my questions
His-
after your
His
answer
was
mom,
he
was-
fighting?
his mom, like the mom's telling Nezuko like you have to save your brother, right? So she does like the demon
Yeah.
blood flame, and then immediately like Tanjiro's like I have to close the distance, and he just starts fucking going off.
Yeah, that's true. And he was
The-
like fucking dying.
The tragedy of all that is
Oh,
is
it was
that
against the spider
as
person.
strong
Yeah, I was gonna say the spider.
as strong as Tanjiro was fighting against, I think is the Lower Moon 7.
Yeah.
That's what he was.
Which is like the small.
Like all he did was just like delay it, right? Because the dude just
Yeah.
like reattached his head, and then
Mhm.
Giyu had to come by and show you how strong he was. And Giyu, who does not get a lot of credit for being like the water Hashira, is a
Mhm.
fucking
He's
monster,
amazing. Yeah.
monster fighter. So I was like, oh shit. I was like, well, he just kind of dispatched him in one hit. And I thank Tanjiro for softening him up, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
goddamn.
But I think it's cool because it showed the potential that he had.
Yeah.
You know, like he had a lot of growth, and it was like, look at what he can
I
become.
mean, you're initially because like throughout that entire season, you're seeing Tanjiro use water techniques, right?
Yeah.
And then,
And then you're also wondering where the fuck did he get this fire shit from?
but yeah, and then you're like, oh, it's from his dad, right?
Yeah.
And then you wonder if you actually look up the backstory in his father. Like, there's a lot of like rumors that maybe his father was a demon slayer. I don't think he was. I think he was just like this. He's like the heir. I think he was related. Like one of his ancestors was like.
I think it was something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like this physically fucking dominant dude because he killed
Yeah.
a bear attacking his
Yeah.
family. Like, okay, like.
Did
Yeah.
it? Isn't it like
maybe you should move. Like, what the fuck are
Yeah.
you doing?
yeah? Isn't it like every time Muzan looks at Tanjiro, he sees like the flame in his eye too?
Yeah, he sees
Something like that. Like he gets scared or
there's
something.
there's the demon slayer mark, and then it's like when Muzan sees like some of the like the earrings, the Hanafura
Yeah,
earrings, he sees
the
those, and
Hanafura,
he starts
yeah.
to have like flashbacks because
Yeah, because I was like,
those were
that could be a
passed
sign of
down.
his ancestors.
Right.
Yeah.
Those were passed down. And then yeah, so like his ancestor was essentially like the strongest demon slayer. Like the dude was unfucking stoppable. When they show his backstory, when they finally show it, that shit is super fucking hype. That's an amazing, amazing.
It is a
scene
really
in the
good.
manga.
I'm excited for
Well-
it because you like anticipated.
Oh, it hasn't
like,
been shown yet.
No, not yet.
No.
Oh, okay, I was like, what episode was this?
You're like,
Don't worry, Jack. It's season 2, episode 6. No. You
So
want
like, how the fuck
Jack?
you know,
Remember,
dude?
I have a really good memory. So like, I was like, oh, episode 19. That's
Dude,
right.
I can fucking tell. Do you have like photographic memory or
Very-
like
Listen,
No,
we
I'm
can
close.
just continue to like go to where our mental bookmark is and just reference whatever that little snippets of data we can pull from that.
Yeah.
Essentially, like I have a friend of mine who actually does have a didactic memory.
Uh-huh.
I'm very close. It's how I passed like some of
I
my
could-
math classes in high
Okay.
school.
I couldn't think of the actual word because I know it's not photographic.
I did not pay attention in math. I was like the Asian kid you
Identical.
couldn't cheat off of. I was like, don't do it. I don't know calculus.
Yeah, no, you're just like, I just remember the answer.
I just remember it from the book, boys.
Me, I was like, I can get to it, but I can't tell you how I did it. I can't. I don't know the answer, but I can
Right.
try to tell you. It sounds like the
now
opposite.
you have software that does it for you, right? You just take a picture and it just solves it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
What's
Ow.
the fun in that? What's the fun in
Where-
that?
Fuck fun, man. I just want to pass.
I have a question for Jack. Jack, because this one I am still debating. Out of both seasons, which one was your favorite opening song?
Oh,
Because season 1 is super iconic. Like it's
the
iconic.
second one. The second
But
one is a
second
bit more
one-
jazzy, right?
Yeah,
The first one.
the first one.
Yeah.
I struggle with it because at first I didn't like the second one, and then I was like, "Fuck, I really like the second one." And I was
Yeah.
like, I kind of like it better than the first one.
The
but then I'm
second
like,
one
Really?
does
the first
grow on
one's
you.
so iconic.
You are
yeah.
correct. The second one does grow on you
Yeah.
because I remember I was like, and by the way, if you haven't seen the I think they showed like a snippet of the opener for season
Oh,
3.
did they? I did not.
I
see
do
it.
not like the weird posing.
Is it like a fucking JoJo's pose?
It's like a JoJo.
JoJo is everywhere.
And they're all just turning. It's like, why are you side profiling right now? What the fuck? But yeah, no, I'm shocked that I kind of wanted. I knew that I had friends who put me on to Demon Slayer, and I was just like, man, I don't know. I haven't gotten hyped for an anime in so long, and I was like, I was wrong. This is fucking amazing.
It's a really good show.
It's
Yeah.
just, it's so solid. Like, and here's the thing. It's not like there's nothing really groundbreaking about the story, right? There's nothing. It's really good versus evil, right? And the characters are, I would say a lot of them are interesting. Some of them really aren't, right? I really want to know more about. You
Yeah.
really want to know more about the pillars of the Hashira. You.
I
Really
was gonna say I wanted to learn about more of the Hashira,
right.
for sure.
And and the unfortunate side of that is that like you really don't get to see them in action till like the fucking final,
The
arc,
very end.
right?
Mhm.
And that's when you get to see my boy Guillaume, the blind Hashira.
Oh my god, Guillaume.
Literally like the fucking most powerful dude.
Dude,
That
so
dude is-
fucking hype, man.
That dude is
I'm
like
excited.
I remember reading the manga and I was like, oh my god, he can probably 1v1 some of these dudes like with no problem. It was
Yeah,
insane.
he's insane. Isn't he like fucking like 6'7" or something?
I think he's
He's
yeah,
huge.
he's huge. He's like 6'7", 6'8".
I did like one of those like my height versus Demon Slayer, and I remember looking him up and being like, holy fuck. I'm at like his fucking Nico kneecap.
Yeah, I remember watching. I remember I was like, oh my god, like that dude looks like he could have like the best fucking backstory of all of them, or he's just blind. He's just a blind monk who cries a lot when he kills people. I don't
Yeah,
know.
just
That's what I was thinking.
Cheers.
Jack, when you
You
saw
talking about
here's-
the
I-
stone guy?
yeah, he's the
Yeah.
he's literally a fucking monster.
I always wondered like why is he always crying?
He's just sad.
I don't think
always
we ever
sad
figure
boy.
it out.
He's
I
just
don't think
sad.
we
He's
ever
just,
figure it out.
he's just sad because
He just cries.
He's just sad boy
Always
because
sad boy.
he has no challenge in life. Like,
Yeah,
well,
he's like One Punch Man.
Jack, when you saw like the differences between like the lower moons, right, compared to
Uh-huh.
like Akaza and I can't remember the sixth one. Fuck, Daki and brother. When you saw that, like, did that kind of like show you like because there's a lot of power
Goyotaro.
scaling. There's a lot of power scaling in fucking Shonen. That's just pretty much it's like power battling. When you saw like that difference though, like what was like your first thought? Like, oh shit, now it gets real. Like, cause that was me. I was like,
mean-
oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the spider demon father. I thought that was like pretty hard, right?
Right,
And
yeah.
and then you get to the brother and sister. Well, the sister alone was tough, right?
Yeah.
With
mhm.
the belt.
Yeah.
belts that came out.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was
man, they're
insane.
never gonna beat this bitch up. And then,
Like, how do you
and
kill
then they
her?
cut her fucking head off.
Don't worry,
And
muscle
I'm like,
mice
oh, it ain't
inbound.
fuck. And she's like, they're like, what? She's not dying. And then this ugly ass dude pops
Dude,
up.
I feel so bad. He was ugly. I feel
He
so
was
bad for
whole-
their backstory, but I was like,
The
shit,
backstory
you're
is
kind of
bad.
ugly.
It
Well,
was
the
It was so
backstory's
sad. It
fucked
was
up.
so sad.
It was-
And it's sad because that's not even the worst one. That's not
No,
even the
right,
worst
not-
backstory, my guy.
right,
Yeah.
right.
But it was super funny, and I loved it because like they kind of because he meets Uzui and he's like, I bet you're really
he's
handsome,
so jealous.
and I bet you
He's
have
like,
wives.
you look so good.
He's like,
man.
I got
hate
three.
it."
He's like, I got 3 of them. Excuse me, you're gonna fucking
Yeah.
die now.
Yeah. He's like, I
And
envy
you know
how
what? For
good
that
you
split
look.
second, I was like, he's got a point. You gotta go, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
why are you flexing on the demon? That's kind of fucked up, man. Like
This ugly ass demon, this poor thing.
this poor dude had
Yeah,
never
But
seen
then,
I
a
got
shot.
one.
he has this
I got 3.
two-sidedness to him, and
Yeah.
then like he has this pity side where he's like talking about, I hate you, but then he goes like, I'm gonna fucking kill you,
And he means
and
it
then
too.
and it's
duality
like,
of
whoa,
demons.
Absolute demon mode, and like it's crazy because then you're the entire time you're like, well, let's see what another upper moon can do against a fucking Hashira. And like Uzui is like super fucking talented. You obviously see he's the fastest, right? He has that really cool ability where he can like kind of break down sounds and he makes his own melody, and then he kind of uses that to navigate into a fight. But I like Yome or whatever his name is fucked him up the entire time. Like it was bad. Like everything he did, I just felt like because of how Ufotable animated it, and that entire season felt like a movie just by sheer animation alone.
Yeah.
They really, really ratcheted up like the standard of what like most of us think battling should be. This is why like Chibi, I brought this up before. When if I am animating a really known shonen, now I know I can, if I have a really good animation team, you should consider breaking it up into smaller arcs or smaller like seasons so that you can maximize that hype, right? Because you're going to get like more viewership, merchandising sales, all that shit. And all you had to do was just show fucking, just like some of the most like intricately crafted animation I've ever seen. I'm like, God, what the fuck? All Uzui did was throw bombs out as he's getting attacked. And I was like, that shit was so clean. The transition to I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this such a clean anime? And then obviously like, the fight scene with fucking, you had Inosuke showing up.
I don't recall who
Zenitsu.
Uzui is.
Is it he's the sound Hashira.
Yeah, with the 3 wives.
Okay.
Flamboyant
Tengen.
boy.
Yeah.
Tengen.
Yeah, Tengen. He has Tengen Uzui. He has like, he's 3 wives. That's all you gotta know.
Yeah. Well, so in what I recall is in the last few episodes they were calling him Tengen.
Yeah. Well, I think they're like Lord Tengen, but the
Yeah,
Tengen
Lord
is
Tengen.
right.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
It's so weird that his
But I
wife
think
called
that-
him Lord, but yeah.
Yeah. It's like sister wife stuff.
Yeah. But it was like, it's one of those things where I watch it and I immediately go, I fucking get it. I get why you want shorter seasons. Because if you can pull that type of animation out of like a really hype anime, like why the fuck wouldn't you? Like Attack on Titan, like I get it. You want to milk that for as long as it's worth. That's fine. But people had anticipated Demon Slayer battles, and there, like I said, there were certain panels that weren't like they weren't elaborate fight scenes. And now you see what like Ufotable's like, we got it, don't worry about it. You just tell me what you guys want to see, we'll fucking do it. And we're like, what the fuck? They're just like destroying this city, and they're kind of running at each other, just yelling, right? Which is like a staple of fucking shonen. Everyone's like, ah. And then, it comes out, you're just like, he's not really doing much to old boy because he's not damaging him, because the demons heal so fucking fast, which is like something a lot of people should have caught on when Muzan said that. He's like, a demon should beat a human. That is a given.
Yeah.
Like you can heal. You're pretty much unstoppable if you think about it. Like if you're gifted with his blood, you're strong enough to survive being gifted with his blood, and you're an upper moon. So obviously you can just kind of, get fucking decapitated and pop that bitch back on. Right? It's like you're unstoppable. And so it took like Tanjiro, and pretty much with 2 nasty broken fingers, right? That was gruesome.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that was so
nasty as shit.
terrible.
It was brutal.
Like the entire time, and they maintained it.
Right?
Mhm.
That's what I'm telling you. That's the one thing I really love about this show is that like they will not hesitate to show you the gruesome side of combat, because a lot of shows were like a couple slashes. Like I don't know if you guys have seen like anything about the new season of Bleach, right?
Mm-mm.
So
I don't
it's
know
like
if I'll ever
they're
watch
doing
that.
like the 1,000 year war, I think it is, or something like that.
Mhm.
But that is like one of the bloodiest fucking arcs in the manga, and they faithfully adapted it on the anime. Like they went fucking hard. So the same thing with like Demon Slayer. Like you want to show, like there's no way that anyone's gonna come out like you're using swords, sickles, all this other
Mhm.
shit. There's no way you're gonna come out of it normal afterward,
Or like
man.
a bruise. Yeah,
like
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 no.
like Zenitsu, like he probably like broke. I think he broke both of his legs.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
really thought he was gonna die. I thought it was either him or Nosuke. I was
Well,
like, you
Nosuke
are
got
going to
stabbed through
die.
the fucking back, and it was
That
like
was
it's
him.
his heart.
I literally was like, Inosuke. When I was reading that, I was like, Inosuke's gonna fucking
But
die,
my
and I was just like
favorite thing was like
crying.
he's like I'm from the mountains and I can move my organs around. I was like, I guess that's a Deus Ex Machina. Okay, sure.
I thought
No.
it was so funny.
What
But-
was cool to learn was Nezuko's little power.
Yeah.
Oh, her the demon. blood
Yeah,
thing?
fucking fire. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Mhm.
they hint at it because like in the first season, right, in that episode I was talking about, like she has like some demon abilities, but like the thing that's terrifying to everyone, and the reason why Muzan is so interested is because she's so goddamn powerful, and she's had no training. She's barely been a demon.
Mhm.
She didn't like I think she I don't know if he was surprised that she survived the like when when the family was massacred and she became a demon. I think he was survived at like or surprised that she survived with that blood. But it's like a mix of like whoever the ancestor was and then her, and then she's like this fucking unstoppable force. She just has no ability to stop control.
Well, she gets
herself.
more powerful throughout the
Well,
seasons.
well, that's why like Daki was shocked when she cut off her arm and cut her in half and was like, "How are you
cut off
She was
her head
insane.
too.
Yeah, and then
Her
her blood-
arms, legs,
and then her
and
blood
head.
just reattached the body.
Yeah,
right?
held on.
And she's like, "How are you doing this without eating humans?" Right. So there's like the big difference. And she's like and I think that if Nezuko was left to her own devices to fight Daki, she would have killed Daki like easily. Like, I mean, she was stomping the shit.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
That was like my favorite part. Like, I call her like Oni Nezuko because she has the horn, the demon
Oh,
horn.
the little horn. Mhm. Yeah, just one little
She
horn.
was stomping
So
the
cute.
fucking lights out, and I was like, "Why is she hurting me?" I'm like, "Well,
Yeah.
you're a
You wanna
bitch,
know?
and this is what happens."
Do y'all have a least favorite character?
I don't think he's appeared yet.
And what has been seen?
And what's been seen? Not really, dude. I'm not like I actually like every character so far, even the demons. I think
There's
like
one that really annoyed me.
who wasn't?
Which one?
The Insect Hashira Kocho Shinobu.
Oh, you don't like Shinobu? Bro,
She was too fucking happy, dude. Like
no, like her backstory.
like almost like
her backstory is
Huh?
fucking tragic, dude.
oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm
That's-
sure. But like
Kind
as,
of. I
as,
kind of agree with Jack on that one.
as she's trying to yoink up Tenjiro and Nizoku. Oh, am I saying that name right?
Nezuko.
You're
Nezuko.
close.
Close, very
Um,
close.
Oh, I
she
know
was
which
like,
one.
she was like the whole time, it was like, we're gonna get you out of here. You guys are demons and shit like that. It was just annoying.
I love her character.
She's really cool.
Yeah. He's just annoying. I don't care for, and okay, I get his backstory and I understand why he is the way he is, but I do not like him. Which I forget his fucking name. It's one of the Hashiras. It's a really aggressive one that does not
Sanemi?
like Tanjiro.
Oh, the snake one?
No,
Not the snake one.
It's Sanemi.
The
It's
white
the one with all the
hair.
scars.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Right? Sanemi?
yeah.
I don't care for him.
I love
Even though,
him.
again, I understand
You've
why
read
Yeah.
the
he
manga
is
too.
who
Sanemi.
he
I fucking
is.
love him. He is a monster.
I can't stand him in the first season or two.
No,
I
he-
just
He's a
he
bit.
grows.
He's a bit.
but
He's a
I'm
bit
just-
too excessive. But like,
That's what I'm saying. But
That's
like he
my
annoys
dude.
me.
That's my fucking
Yeah.
guy. I
Not
love
my
that dude.
personality, not my
Yeah.
type of personality for me.
Yeah.
But again, I understand. Like when we get further into it, he redeems himself in my eyes. But just right now, I'm like, don't talk to me. You're annoying. You're too aggressive for no reason.
Sanemi's like he's a weird fucking character too. Like in the
Yeah.
beginning, because you
Yeah.
wonder
Well,
why
so is
he's so quick to
Higuro.
maim himself. Who?
What was it Obanai? Higuro?
Which one's that one?
He's
Who's
the
that
snake one.
Oh, the
Oh
serpent
yeah,
one.
yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not good with
The
names.
serpent one.
The serpent one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little weird.
It was so, I love how he talked to Tengen. He was like, you lost your arm and your fucking eye. When you coming back? That's like a meme for your boss.
normal.
He's like, so what? You're in a car accident. You can work from home. It's
So what,
like,
you have
dude,
hope
Right.
I have a
and you're
tube in
dying.
my throat, man. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm not coming in.
I think also one of my favorite scenes, and I adored this, was like when Tengen is like dying and he's trying to have that last moment.
Oh
'cause
yeah.
the poison
My
is
last
killing him.
words are
He's like, and they're just like talking, and his wives are fighting. And
Fighting.
he's just like, is this how I'm gonna go without even saying my last words?
Yeah.
And then Nezuko shows
That
up.
was
She's
funny.
like, hey, and lights him on
And it
fire.
lights him up. It's like, why are you cremating him? He's not dead yet.
That was like my favorite thing. Because that's how
forgot about that.
it literally jumps.
That was funny.
That was super funny. It literally jumps from like being like a really serious, dark fucking moment to
It
like
started a big. Yeah, it started off touching,
like,
and
dude,
then
I could not
Yeah.
for the life of me, especially like when Tanjiro found the heads, and then they had their the demons' backstories.
Yeah.
And like, I could not keep a straight face because immediately afterwards, like the Serpent Hashira and Tengen are talking, and then he's like, "Hey, like we found a guy who could potentially be another pillar." And then fucking Tanjiro's riding Nezuko, and I just couldn't stop laughing. I was like, I couldn't take that part seriously because the shock on Obanai's face was like, "What the fuck? What do you mean? He survived?" And then it's like he's just like sitting there like, "Hey."
I know that's what I was saying kind of earlier. Like it's so dark and then it's so light at the same time.
I was
It's like that
in my
balance.
head, I kept saying,
it's a yin and yang.
But bro, in my
Yeah,
head, I kept saying like, "Not the time. You can't do that. Like we're in a heroic ass moment, and you're writing your sister." Like,
And I think that's
it's
what
like a
makes
little
it so
camel.
good too.
Yeah.
It's like it gives you that, like, it hurts, but then it heals you
It's very
in a sense.
it does have a good balance because
Yeah.
I mean I would say like it's like when people have asked me. I think you asked me, Chibi. You're like, does Chainsaw Man get dark? And I'm like, let me tell you something, kids.
Oh.
You think
I watched the first two
you think
episodes
the
and I
first
stopped.
part of the
Oh,
fucking first
you-
season was dark? You think those first 12 episodes hurt?
That's what I
Just wait. There's
Yeah, just
fucking
wait.
pain a coming. There's
See,
pain
and it's like,
coming.
why would I want to do that? That's why I can't do Attack on Titan. I don't want to hurt myself.
Well, the
I
thing
don't
is like
want to do it.
it's just like it's so like, but that's the thing with like Demon Slayers, like they try to have like these really uplifting moments, but it's one of those things where you can't do it so fucking like
So-
you can't so go hard into the comedy because then I can't keep my
Yeah.
straight face.
Well, that's like the last episode of Chainsaw Man. It's like it's somewhat lighthearted,
It's
and
a
then
treasure
the
and
shit at the end. The shit I'm not gonna say it, but the shit at the end.
I love that, Jack. You know that was
Yeah.
funny.
It was.
because it was divine justice.
Yeah.
It was divine
Yeah,
justice.
That's so
yeah.
bad.
The
I wanna
moment
know so
the
bad.
hard ass was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it.
Yep. Fuck yeah, let's go. I'm happy
Yeah.
now. I just felt like
So
I love
watch it all.
I
Catch
love
up.
Demon Slayer. I do. I think it's
Demon
one-
Slayer is great. It's probably one of my
It's-
top
It's
watches
so
right
weird
now.
that like because I think it's simple watching, right?
Mhm.
It's not hard to follow. And it gets straight to the fucking point. Let's
yeah.
do it. And it does it in style too.
Every
Like,
episode was capturing to me.
There's not there's
Mhm.
not like a lot of filler because it's so fucking lean. And I think that's like it's the same thing with Chainsaw Man. Like I told Jack this, like I'm shocked that the first 12 episodes capture like pretty much the
as
first
much as it did.
part
Mhm.
of the
Yeah,
manga.
because I heard they went really fast in
Well,
Chainsaw
so
Man.
in Chainsaw Man, there were 72 chapters, I think, for the entire, or no, there was like it was like 100, right?
Mhm.
They covered almost 50 chapters
Holy
in the
shit.
first part. They like straight up went fucking hard and went at it.
Did
And
it feel
that's-
like it was rushed or no?
No, it was literally
Oh, okay.
like almost shot for shot.
Oh wow.
And then
okay.
like outside of a couple scenes where they mentioned it, like what happened, and then fucking showed it. And like part 2 when that comes out, that's literally the end of season 1 of like the first major part of
Oh
Chainsaw Man.
wow. Okay.
And with Demon Slayer, it's like we know that we're gonna get to these parts. So my question in my head is, are you gonna do the Swordsmith Village arc?
Mm-hmm.
And like, how are you gonna approach the arcs afterwards?
Mm-hmm.
Is because they could legitimately, if they wanted to, make a movie on the last scene and last part.
I feel like they should. I feel like that would be the smartest
I do
move.
too, but I honestly
On the
think
last
like
what?
on the last like big fucking fight, the last really big
Mhm.
arc.
Oh,
Because you could, like I
Mhm.
said, you could break down that last the like it's like the Millennium fucking thing arc. You could break it down to like 3 parts really.
I
And
really
so
think so as well. I
if
think they should elongate it in a
yeah,
sense,
you
just to
could
fully capture it.
also
so
Because a
you
lot
think?
happens. A
just
lot
just
Yeah.
happens
overwork you
in a
ufotable.
short
You know,
ass time.
unfortunately, it's
I'm
kind of
sorry, guys. You got to at this
beating
point.
up
So
on your
so
fucking animators.
so potentially this movie that's coming out,
Mhm.
the next season, and then possibly a movie to end it.
Yeah, that's kind of like the
That'd be
way I
nice.
feel they
Mm.
could go. I know that there would be people who would be absolutely fucking livid if that happens because
Why though?
well, I mean, it's kind of like Attack on Titan, right?
They
You
don't
Mhm.
want it to
literally said
end.
like the
Yeah.
final season, part
2
1,
years ago.
final season,
But
part 2,
but
final
see, here's the
season,
thing.
part 3. It's like you just can't.
Here's the thing.
It
It's
feels
it's
like you're
hard to
milking
get
that type of stuff.
right, but how do you get new people to watch your shit when you got so many goddamn seasons and episodes?
Well, I mean, like with Demon Slayer, like you can condense. I mean, there's not much filler, right? And you can, and
Mm-mm.
No,
every episode can
no.
cover a couple of chapters. Like honestly, that's like the beauty of animation is that you can literally cover like 3 to 4 chapters in like one episode.
Yeah.
You really
Well,
can.
that's why I won't watch. I heard Bleach is long as shit. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
watch that.
Well, Bleach has like a
You
bunch of filler. Naruto has a bunch of filler. No offense, Chibi.
No, it does.
Um,
I mean, that's just fact.
you know, Dragon
yeah,
Ball
well,
Z, it has good filler,
yeah,
right?
stuff like that.
Piccolo,
I'll probably
Goku, fucking driving
yeah.
arc.
Stuff like that. I'll probably never watch
Yeah,
because it's unrealistic for me to ever catch up.
but correct. That's why like a lot of the long form shonen, a lot of the long running shonen, it's hard to kind of maintain that interest in, even though as they continue on with their arcs, like eventually it's going to get to the good parts. It just takes so fucking long to get there. With Demon Slayer, like it's like every arc they have has something substantial for the viewer.
Right.
So like the first arc is really like the training, and then the spider arc, right? And then the second arc is obviously the demon train, and then you have the fucking entertainment district, and then you have the Swordsmith Village, and then you're literally jumping into the last part of Demon
Mhm.
Slayer, and that's where shit just goes fucking haywire. And Chibi, you're kind of right.
Mhm.
I think you should do like maybe 2 parts and then a movie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I
To
agree.
top it all
Just
off.
because so much shit happens, and I feel like to fully get the weight of it all, you would need to break that down so you're not just rushing it.
Got to be able to embrace that.
Yeah.
But like,
Well, is there anything out there that says what the expected amount of episodes are?
no,
I have no
No.
idea.
just no.
Let's
It's
see.
it's kind of like basically they gauge the success of an anime and then decide to
Mhm.
make another season. So like stuff like My Hero Academia, MHA, people were trashing it recently, right? Until Lady Nagant showed up and they got to like the most serious fucking arc in the manga. Like
Mhm.
where all the kitty gloves and shit, they're gone. Like we're not
Really?
fucking playing
Ooh.
anymore. No, they're like the most recent like arc that they're in right now is pretty much the end game.
Oh
And
shit.
it is like
Yeah, see, I
super
stopped maybe like 2 seasons ago, so I need to rewatch
it
it.
is super fucking dark. And I was like, here we go.
This is what we're talking about.
Let's just start killing off characters for no reason.
Stop! No.
But that's the thing with like Demon Slayer is they don't make like the deaths mean nothing,
Yeah.
right?
There is a reason
They
behind
act
all
as
of
like
it.
a motivation for another character, and they always like it's like once again with shonen with the power battling. There's always a bigger fish, right? Now we're getting
Mhm.
to that point where it's like we're about to see what the bigger fish can do, and that should worry everyone because
Please be worried.
if you're like
If you read it, be worried.
yeah,
Be
if you're
so
like
worried.
well, if the upper moons are this fucking strong and they killed probably one of the most powerful pillars in Rengoku, how much stronger could they get? And that was just the third one.
You still
Right.
have
How many?
second and first.
There's the second and first, and the
Oh
first one
yeah.
is like a no fucking joke type character. Like
No,
that dude
We
he's
is
like
haven't met.
God.
We haven't met those yet,
terrifying.
right?
I think you've
Yeah.
seen him briefly, number one, but like
Yeah.
not actually meet him yet.
You see him briefly, and he has one of the best backstories I
God.
think of all the upper
Oh
moons.
God,
Briefly. When do
literally.
you?
Yeah. So you see number two also. Number two has a great backstory.
two.
He's fucking, it's just I feel like there's no way they can fuck it up because once again the manga's done, and all you have to do is adapt. Some of the issues with a lot of anime why filler exists is because the manga is ongoing as the anime is trying to catch up. So like I think the only like shonen anime that did it right was fucking Black Clover because they were straight up like we're gonna shut it down before we'll let the manga like do its thing and then we'll bring the anime back to ensure that like there's a continuity because like they did it with like Naruto. It's like what do we do here? Filler. It's just
Fillers.
how many hot tub episodes you need?
Oh, God.
Give me all of them.
All right, Jiraiya. Calm down there.
He's the best character.
Yeah. I don't see names for the first two ranks.
No, you don't worry about that.
And this is looking at fandom.
Doma.
Fucking Doma. Good God, I hate that motherfucker. So
you know what? That's the character I hate the most.
I hate that motherfucker, man.
Fuck that bitch's backstory.
He is, fuck him.
No, fuck him. You don't understand.
Yeah, he's
Jack.
like the
Fuck
one
him.
character where I'm like, dude, you can go.
That's who you were talking about. We haven't met him yet. Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. That's the one. That's one where I'm like, you can
Nah.
fucking stop.
Yeah.
He looks
He can take
He looks crazy.
He can take a short walk off a fucking pier.
Yeah.
The long walk
That's
off a short
him?
pier.
Yeah.
He's the guy that took the bite out of the
Yeah, we've seen him.
humans.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did show like some of the upper moons.
They did. Yeah. Like briefly.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah,
very
he was
fucking briefly.
what was he congratulating somebody? I don't remember what
I think
the
he was
scene was, but he has a
he was-
leg in his hand.
I think he was talking shit to Akaza, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think so.
The top, like
After he
it's
gets Rengoku, right, or
it's-
something.
Yeah, it's so weird, Jack. Like so, like the upper moons are powerful, 1 through 6. Like the power difference between 3 and 4 is a fucking like chasm. Like it is like Akaza is so much more powerful than the upper moon 4. It is so stupid.
Is Doma rank 2?
Yeah.
Doma's rank 2, yeah.
Oh,
He's
so rank 1.
He's incredibly powerful as well. Rank 1, I don't know if you should go on the fandom,
shit.
bro. I don't think you should go on there because like
yeah, you might get something
they're
spoiled.
gonna introduce a spoiler. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to see that shit.
I seen what he looks like now.
Yeah,
but
he's intensely powerful. Yeah. So
I don't remember seeing him.
I'm trying to think of like
they have video footage of him, so he had to have shown up at least once.
Yeah,
He was
that was the trailer I
briefly
told you about.
shown. Yeah.
That was a trailer when they literally gathered the upper moons.
And
they're like everyone was talking like 6 was killed, and they're like, yeah, 6 was he was weak. They were weak. Like who gives?
I'll have to watch the trailer.
It's always funny when moves on like disrespects his people. It's like you motherfuckers didn't do exactly what I asked. I wanted you to murder. Why I got humans still alive? He's like, oh.
So is the movie coming out on Crunchy, or is that a movie theater thing like they did last time?
I think it's a movie theater thing for the first 2 episodes. It's like this. It was something they announced it, and I was like, you guys should just. But it's not like a full movie. It's only like the first 2 episodes, and like I think like a special feature where they show the upper moons and stuff. I don't know, dude. I didn't create the goddamn thing. I'm not votable.
So is it not a movie? It's just I think considered a movie, but it's the first 2 episodes?
Yeah, I think they consider a movie because they're combining the first 2 episodes.
So the season technically partially starts
March.
In about a week or 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In about a week or so, yeah. So, like, people were fucking spoiling it online, too. Like, there's like there were like previews and shit.
So annoying.
And I was like
I'm
scrolling
glad
through TikTok.
I'm completely oblivious to that shit.
I was scrolling TikTok and I was like, why did this show up on my fucking feed?
If there's one thing I'm fortunate of is when it comes to anime, I'm either dumb and don't understand what people are saying about things,
or you forget
I'm completely
about it immediately.
Well, I don't see anything on my social media about animes.
but Jack wants to be a part of the conversation, which I appreciate.
No, listen, Jack, you're gonna say that, and now you're gonna go on TikTok and you're gonna see so much.
Everything.
All the spoilers.
So, yeah, that's
how
true.
it happens.
Hold on. The only anime TikToks I ever see are yours right now.
Oh, and Chibi's.
Yes. So I appreciate those.
Are they
nobody
really
else though? I'm not
I don't like to
any...
spoil things, so you will never see a spoiler.
Which I
unless it's like Rengoku died. I mean, we all fucking know.
Which
that,
I appreciate because like now I'm just gonna repost like spoilers. Rengoku? Oh, you guys.
Oh my bad.
Put like fucking question marks. Like don't worry.
I just hate doing that. I hate when people just outright spoil shit, and I'm like, dude, come on, like give people a chance to like watch it, like. Or at least put a completely big spoiler alert. Don't look at this for like 5 seconds. Like, I don't know. Give people a chance. Don't fucking ruin it for everyone. Because I love surprises. I love being surprised. And that's the biggest pet peeve that I have is when things are ruined for me unintentionally. So or like when people do it intentionally.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's people that do it like immediately after watching it. Right?
Yeah.
But how about... What's your rule? What's y'all rule on spoilers in general? Do you give it a 2-week grace period, a 2-month, a 2-year?
I really just think it depends on when I watch it because I am late to everything, and it takes me a long ass time to watch things.
Like,
so once I've watched it, everyone should have watched it by
like,
then.
Chibi,
but no, I would say maybe like a month.
Did you know that I give it like a month? She's like, oh my god, how can you say that? I'm like, the anime came out 6 years ago. You can fucking Google this shit. What's wrong with you?
I'm just so late to everything, but like if it's something new and I'm trying to keep up with, I will give it like a month.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm like at that point, like leave, and I will say it too, like, hey, maybe leave because we're gonna talk about it. Like I'm not gonna hold myself back. I'm sorry if you haven't seen it, but like it's been like a month, X amount of time, like a week. Okay, that's unexpected. Like
I don't think I get like too upset with spoilers. I don't think I've ever been that way. That's just who I
am. I get mad.
I think like the only thing I get upset
with depends on
like,
what it is.
If like people do it just to do it, like it like let's say like it just came out, and then someone drops a fucking like edited short or some shit. I'm like, bro, like you just are a thief of joy.
You're trying too hard,
right? You're a thief of joy. Why are you like this?
Yeah.
I mean, so to kind of end it, to put a cap on all this, what are you excited for the most, Jack, for the next arc or the next season that's coming out? Have you seen anything about the next season?
No.
Like the trailer?
No. I haven't even seen the trailer.
You're just excited for more Demon Slayer.
Yes.
So out of 10, what are you rating it?
12.
12? Goddamn, this man's in.
It was really good. It was really, the art was good. The story was good. Like
it's
every
solid.
single fucking episode held on to me. I not once did I get bored with watching it. Like everything, every minute, every moment, every message they had. I mean, the balance between the gore and the crazy psycho shit, and then the other half, which is like all the love stories and family enriched pieces.
Right.
I mean, everything was, I don't want to say perfect, but it was great, right? Because nothing's perfect, but there's nothing that I can really complain about, minus the maybe a little bit less internal narrative
never gonna go
monologue and all that.
It's just something you have to live with, or
and that's fine. I'm okay with it. It almost fills in for what you're missing when these characters are in an action scene, right? You kind of want to get into their mind and see how they think about things.
You just don't want them to like play it out, in their in the internal monologue and then act it at the same time. It's like, guys, like we get it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see more Zenitsu.
Yeah.
I want to see how powerful he can become, because I know he's got more than that. I'd like Tanjiro. Him.
Tanjiro.
Tanjiro becoming like just all out Hashira. And then I'm gonna pronounce Hashira properly.
Relax. You can just say pillar, bro. Like it's fine.
It's okay. No, Jack is cultured. I'm like
Japanese.
He's
cultured. Japanese.
Girl,
I need to pronounce shit properly.
Who are you talking to right now? You fucking shut right now.
Listen,
you
I'm gonna learn Japanese before I learn Tagalog, bro.
Jesus, dude. Don't.
Okay,
I may have to censor.
My mom never taught me.
I may have to fucking
That's me with my grandma. I understand.
I may have to censor that part out because if any Filipinos watch this, they're gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
It's okay, Jack.
I'm like, I'm like, first off,
Listen.
he's my short kuya, so you need to fucking relax.
Listen.
Bruh, you did not just
Hey,
say
my
kuya.
mom should have taught me.
It's okay.
Like she had an opportunity and I
She
did
dropped the
not
ball.
get to learn it.
It's okay. That's me with my grandma. Same.
I spoke
Yeah.
fluent Tagalog until I was 5.
Well, that's fucking nice.
But no. When we moved to Texas when I was a kid, I was the only half Asian kid there. Like where I
So
lived.
you
I
didn't
lived in
speak
Santa
it?
Fe, Texas. So like my mom was like, "There's no point." And then I
Did you
forgot
forget it?
everything, dude.
That was my
Fuck!
dad. No, that was my dad with Japanese. He learned Japanese when he was a kid because he lived in Japan. And then when they moved to America, forgot everything.
I
Damn.
was
Because they're like, there's no point.
when
Yeah,
I
I get
lived in Japan as a teenager, I could speak like conversational Japanese.
Yeah.
But like I left Japan, I was like,
You're
no.
like-
My favorite thing though,
Sayonara.
we went back in 06 on a deployment, right? And I was sitting there and I knew just enough to like we were being protested from pulling into this port.
Uh-huh.
And the prefectural governor was saying something. And they're like, what are you saying? I was like, well, the nice version of it is he doesn't want Americans on his pier. Unfortunately, we're already here. Shoot the lines over so we can pull in. That's exactly what we did.
Dead.
And
my God.
And my favorite thing was my commanding officer at the time, who was probably one of the smoothest individuals. He was an incredibly charming individual. His interpreter is the most attractive Japanese lady I have ever seen. And I was like, this man gets it. I like him. He's my hero. But yeah, I mean, it's good, Jack, that you're really enjoying Demon Slayer. I'm happy that you're really like dug into an anime. As someone who's essentially new to all of this, and like you know, generally you're jumping around to a lot of things. It's nice.
Well,
to
when
see
I
you,
get
like,
when I jump
involved in
into something,
such.
I go full. Like
Right.
I'll like this is why I'm trying to get better at learning the culture and the language.
He wants to move
Because
to
I
Japan.
want to be able to enjoy the entire experience, right? Not just be this typical American that's watching
Jack, don't lie
the
to
dubbed
me.
version.
You want to move to Japan, bro. It's cool, man.
You know what? I do want to go there and have either work send me out there or go some kind of way.
There you go, buddy.
All right,
Just go take a trip,
let's
man.
go.
Just take a
Yeah.
trip.
Let's go.
Couple
Can
weeks.
we
like
take
I
a Pixelated Thoughts podcast trip?
Yes,
Christ,
I'm
dude.
down.
I could convince Brad to go.
Dude, I would go.
Yeah,
Just give me time to save. I'll go.
I have to say, we would have to bring Sneaky because
Hell yeah.
she's been learning Japanese with me. So
Nice.
you guys are going to be so.
Let me in on these lessons.
You guys
I
are
will
going to
be
be
your
so
sensei.
fucking disappointed when you reach when we fucking pull into Tokyo and we
They
go
all
into
speak
Narita
English.
and all of that shit's in English. Seriously, you go into the train.
Yeah, no, it is.
When you are on the JR line on the train and you're heading out, right? I stayed at Gotunda the first couple nights with my wife. We were at an Airbnb at the time. And I was telling her, I was like, I don't have to say a goddamn word because everything is in English. And as you're on the train, they have like a sign, and the first thing they'll say is like Gotunda, Gotunda. And it's like, please exit here. And I'm like, all right, I'll see you guys.
It's nice. Let me say though, it is nice to know basic Japanese because not everyone speaks English.
That's
right.
true.
And I'm sure they
that's
appreciate
true.
the fact
they
that
do.
somebody's there
My favorite thing,
wanting
though,
to speak their own language.
My favorite thing though is that I had like this translator right on my phone, and so I was like, oh, I need laundry detergent, and I walked into the Family Mart, and I was like, hey, you know, Ohio, and I gave him like my phone. I was like,
Ohio.
I didn't know how to say detergent. I didn't know how to say detergent, bro. And he's like, oh, detergent. He's like, right here, and he slapped it. I was like, hey, let me get some of them chicken nuggets. By the way, you know, like I used to go to Family Mart all the time to get the fucking curry. I used to go to 7-Elevens.
Oh, the 7-Elevens.
Lawson chicken nuggets are fucking amazing.
Lawson.
Yeah, I used to do all that shit, brother.
See, you know,
Nice.
the touristy areas are but
that's what I was. So Jack, I'm gonna break it down to you because goddamn,
there's other areas
we have swerved. If you want to, you can take the JR line in Japan, and it'll go almost pretty much all across the upper mainland. So you're talking like Yokohama, all the way into Tokyo. There's like 13 stops around Tokyo, down to Yokosuka, which is where I was living at. And then it's like they have stops in Negishi and Ikego, all that stuff. And you were talking about the bullet train. If you want to take the Shinkansen, right? You can literally go to like when you're coming out of when you're flying into Tokyo, you'll go straight down. There's literally a station they'll like you can take it. You can buy a pass for multiple days for the JR line, and then you can also use that pass to take the Shinkansen. And I took that with my wife. We went to Kyoto, and it was like it's a 3
That's
hour
where I went to.
trip.
Yeah.
So
was
like we went to
beautiful.
Kyoto.
More traditional, or is
A
that
little
still a
bit.
touristy?
Here's what I'm gonna say to you.
It's yes and no.
Yeah.
All of Japan is like the mainland, especially, is very, I would say, tourist friendly. But there are a number of establishments, especially the really nice lounge clubs that are like there's no gaijin, no foreigner, regardless if you speak Japanese, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've heard about those.
Going into Kyoto, the big difference is like you're essentially going into the countryside.
Yeah.
So like the air feels different.
It's so nice.
You're gonna see all the traditional. You're gonna see all the big temples, the torii gates.
All the red torii gates. There's just miles and miles of red torii gates.
You can head over to like the fucking to Nara,
the deers,
where all the deers are. Which
they bow to.
Everyone's saying like they're bowing. Like, dude, they just want your food.
They do, but they've learned that if they bow, they'll.
If you feed the fucking deer, they will follow you the entire time. So
really,
heads up, yeah. I was telling my wife, I was like, we ain't feeding these fucking deer. I was like slapping the biscuit. I was like, get that fucking biscuit out of here. Like, we ain't feeding these motherfuckers. You can go to the monkey. There's actually a monkey sanctuary near near Kyoto where we like hiked like a mile to get to. And then you can head down. And you can take a train further down to Osaka. Loved Osaka. A lot of great like arts and culture.
Is there a red panda preserve that I can adopt one from?
I don't think so.
Stop. Same. That's my favorite animal.
The big thing
my
is
spirit
like,
animal.
You just have the big thing you have to remember is that in Japan, if you want to go along, you got to get along. And by that I mean you need to be respectful. You need to be quiet.
Oh yeah.
They hate fucking loud bitches.
If you're on the goddamn train,
no phone calls. Yep.
You're not on your phone. You can text and all that shit as long as there's no notifications going off. And I was telling my wife, I was like,
do not make sound.
She was stunned because I think we were going to Shibuya. It was like past rush hour. And I was like, here's why we went to Shibuya, right? There's a temple there that she wanted to see, or a shrine she wanted to see. And I was like, okay, I've been here a couple times. And I was like, you want to go to the fucking Disney store, which she did. So that's why she wanted to go. I was like, okay, whatever. But as long as you're respectful, like
well, that's the whole reason why. Like, I'm a firm believer. Like, if you're gonna go into another country,
learn about it.
I hope you learn about their culture, their rules, and everything that you need to know to prepare yourself to be in a place, be put in a position where you can respect everything about them.
One of the things that I was very like adamant about when I was younger is that we used to do a lot of cultural exchanges. So we have like an open base day where like the Japanese would come on.
Oh, that's cool.
To the U.S. base, and we'd have conversations. Like I was in ROTC. Yes, I get it. But I got to go to the Black Ship Festival and got to participate in that. And we also got to work with a school. So I got to make friends at like a Japanese school. And then we were just like kind of exchange like ideas and things that we want to do, play baseball, basketball, sports and stuff like that. So like when people like, and the other thing is the one thing if you really want to embrace that culture, there's festivals all the goddamn time.
Yeah, I've seen.
Hit those up. We were in Sasebo, Japan, right? There's a base there, but like we went like a little south and they were having this festival and they had like, the big drums and stuff like that. And I told my friends, I said straight up, I said, if you cross this fucking street while they're trying to do all this stuff, one of you will get grabbed. They'll put a robe on you and you'll have to participate. And they were like, why? And I was like, go ahead. And my boy was like trying to get across because there was like a little strip mall. And he walked in and they fucking like, hey, and he was like, and they fucking put a thing on him, put him up and had him start drumming. I was like, I told you,
hilarious.
The festivals are like, they're so in depth. It's so much fun.
Aww.
They celebrate a lot, right? Like I spent 3 years there, but I've been back to Japan like I think like 3-4 times now.
God, I'm so jealous.
Right? So that's basically like my big thing. Just be as.
If I make it out there through work, I'll be out there for about 3-4 years.
Yeah, you can go to Yokota Air Force Base if you want. You can go to the fucking Army base in Zama. We have.
Do they have a Navy base in Okinawa, or is that Air Force? Air Force in Okinawa.
There's a Marine Corps base in Okinawa. We have 2 naval bases. I think we have Yokosuka and Sasebo, and then we have like a smaller area in Negishi. I think it's a little naval reserve. But yeah. So, damn it. Off topic. Thank you, everyone, for listening to my Japan rant.
I would love to talk about that anytime.
Anyway. All right. So.
Down the rabbit hole.
Down the fucking rabbit.
Last thing. Chibi, what did you think? What are you looking forward to in the Source Myth arc? Because let's get back on track for a second so I can end this damn thing.
I'm just excited for everything. And like, I don't want to, like, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. One, I don't want to spoil a lot. And two, I can't really fucking remember. I just remember it gets really good. Yeah. Like, you think this last arc is good? It gets better from here. Yeah. But it also gets darker. So that is my one foreshadow that I need, like, not just you, Jack, but a lot of people to just keep in mind. The kitty gloves are off, like Ken likes to say, and we're about to see some shit go down.
Yeah. Really excited to I can't wait. The introduction of like the love Hashira, and then also my favorite character, the Mist Hashira, who's
yeah.
There's something like there's a mystery with her.
He is the Mist Hashira. It's a guy.
Or he?
It's a he.
Oh my god.
He is a prodigy. He is the youngest Hashira.
Mm-hmm.
So the dude's a fucking monster, and when you find out his backstory, it will be like a, oh god type moment, that type of stuff.
Oh, you know what? I'm mixing them up.
Do not spoil that, Jack. That's why I was telling you not to look certain things up. Don't spoil shit for yourselves, please. If that goes for everyone who's listening and everyone watching, if you happen to go into Demon Slayer and you are a manga reader, stop being a dick and spoiling shit, even if the manga was finished a couple years ago. If you're watching the anime blind, congratulations. I apologize if we spoil shit for you not watching season 2. That's on you. I apologize for nothing. Blame Jack. He like broke down stuff for you.
Hold on. I did say the word spoil.
Yeah.
Before I said it.
He said it somehow.
I didn't say spoiler alert. I said, is this shit? Can I spoil it?
We are going to do that. All right. So that being said, if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. We love doing this stuff for you guys. I will be gonna have like small videos broken down of the podcast clips, and we'll be posting them with funny things about Jack, like, you know, messing up names. I'll be like, correct pronunciation, and then like Jack's face.
It's gonna be great. Please reference the Gonpachiro.
Just do it the same. Hold on, no. Do it the same way that the animes do it, where it's like pop up 2D art.
That's the thing. I'm like just gonna pop it above my face with like a little bubble. It's like, that's not how you say it, fucker.
And make me 2D when you do it.
God, Jesus.
Oh yeah.
I'm not putting in that much work. I don't get paid for this.
Do it.
So, I want to thank everyone for listening. This has been Down the Rabbit Hole, Demon Slayer edition. Look forward to the third arc. If you can watch it, like the first 2 episodes in March, through the
binge it. It's not hard.
Yeah.
I binged it in 2 weeks.
Some people will binge it in like 5 days. Check like
I know, but with my kind of schedule,
I was gonna say your schedule. Yeah,
for me to be able to do that,
anyone can do it.
Super impressive.
Yeah. I even watched it.
Right. Chibi watched it, and she gets distracted by being here. Anyway. So, I want to thank everyone for listening, and we will talk to you next time.